My next guest just won in her UFC debut this past Friday. She submitted Emily Whitmire, the Ultimate Fighter Season 26 finale on December 1st. It is Gillian Robertson joining me here on the program for the very first time. Gillian, how are you?
I'm doing absolutely great, absolutely on top of the world after this fight this weekend. It was unreal. Me.
Yeah, and what a performance! And obviously, great going in there, getting the submission win, like I mentioned off the top. Heading into the fight, were there any jitters at all? I know sometimes you hear about the UFC jitters. You look pretty relaxed in there, so I wouldn't imagine there was any jitters.
I was pretty relaxed in there. This is my 17th fight, I believe. I had 11 amateur fights, 5 pro, and then, of course, my fight in the house with Barb. And so I felt pretty comfortable in there. I feel like it's just like any other fight. It's just going out there and getting to do what I love.
And the odds makers had you as the underdog heading into this fight. Do you feel like, maybe people are kind of overlooking you in this fight a little bit, maybe Emily even herself?
I don't feel like Emily herself was overlooking me. We trained together twice in the house, so I feel like she knew what I had to offer. I feel like she definitely knew that I had a strong ground game, and I feel like she respected me as an opponent as I did her. But I was actually surprised that I was the underdog, but whatever. A few of my friends bet on me, so they made some money.
Nice. That's awesome. So did they text you right after? They're like, hey, thanks, I won all this money or whatever?
One of my friends told me before the fight, he's like, I'm betting on you first round armbar.
Oh, wow. Nice. Oh, that's good. That prop must have been pretty good because if you were the underdog, then the prop bets must have been even higher. So that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. That's awesome. Could that performance have gone any better? I mean, you went in there, you took care of business early on. I mean, you don't get paid by the hour, so I imagine things went pretty well in that one for you.
That's exactly what the plan was, just go out there and finish it. I'm out there to not just win fights, but to finish fights. I don't plan on going 15 minutes in any of my fights, so just keep this streak going.
How did you celebrate after the win?
After the win, I actually went out with one of the girls who was on the show, Maya, and we just went out and just got quite a lot of food.
Nice. What was the first cheat meal you had after? Because I know you've probably been cutting weight. You couldn't really eat too much.
I've been eating everything. Food's my favorite thing.
Yeah.
So I've literally just went everywhere, ate everything. I've went up 20 pounds in 2 days.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, I didn't believe it. And I imagine you had to probably miss Thanksgiving as well. All the festivities and everything, just with the fact you had this fight coming up.
Yeah, I didn't even go home for Thanksgiving because I just didn't want to be around the food. I didn't want to just sit there and stare at the food the whole time. But we had a great weight cut, so now it's time to celebrate, get all that food. Yeah,
no, that's awesome. Did the UFC talk to you at all after the fight, maybe give you any feedback or anything like that?
I haven't heard back from them yet, but hopefully soon. I would love to get back in there as soon as possible. Like I said, this is what I love to do, so I want to do it as often as possible.
What about on social media? Were people kind of hitting you up, saying congratulations and things like that?
Oh, I've had 1 million new followers on Instagram. It's crazy, all the fans and things like that just come out of nowhere. And it's like, even outside the fights, they're holding huge posters with your face on it, asking for your autograph, and it's just sort of surreal.
Yeah, are you getting used to this now with the fact that, you're a bit of a celebrity because not only just being a member of the UFC roster, but being on The Ultimate Fighter, you have, people that just like the show that will want to tune in and watch and know you from there as well.
Yeah, I'm not used to it at all. Even just like walking in my hometown, people recognizing me. It's weird.
Good stuff. I was going to ask, how was the experience on The Ultimate Fighter for you? I talked to a lot of your cast members, and they seemed to really enjoy it. It seemed like everyone got along well. Was that sort of your experience as well?
Oh, yeah, that was 100% my experience. I feel like all the girls were absolutely awesome. There was no, real drama in the house. It's obviously, there were some moments of tension because there was 16 random girls living in a house together. But any moment, it was we just sort of got our space and we were fine with each other. We all handled it maturely, and it was awesome. It made for a great season for all of us.
Who would you say you were closest with in the house, kind of looking back? Who do you still sort of keep in touch with?
I feel like I was probably closest with Nico. I feel like she was one of my best training partners. I'm so happy to see her win the belt. She deserves every bit of it, but I feel like me and her were definitely probably closer than any other girls on the show.
That's awesome. And as far as you mentioned it there, you want to get back in as soon as possible. Is there sort of a perfect scenario for you as far as, when you'd want to fight and on what upcoming card?
When I would want to fight would be just I'm ready to go whenever. I would love to get it as soon as possible. It doesn't matter what card. I'm just ready to go. I I started training again on Monday, so it's like I'm just back to work, back getting into it. This is all I do. So
excellent. So yeah, you got right back to business. You didn't take any time off. You just went straight right back into the gym. Was it like regular practice, or did you just sort of ease into it?
Yeah, I just went straight into regular practice. I feel like this is my job, and it's like I don't know. I don't really do much else. All I do is train, especially in a fight camp. I'm usually doing like 3 a day, so I'm training 3 times a day and then going home at 6 o'clock and going to sleep.
Nice. No, that's good. That's good. If you want to do this, you got to go all in. So I love hearing that. Now, as far as the next opponent, do you have anyone in mind? Would you like to fight someone on your cast or someone different outside of the Ultimate Fighter 26?
I'd be open to anybody. I don't care if it's a good matchup, bad matchup for me. I just want to fight. I would take it, and I would study them, and I would take it as best fight possible for me. But I feel like a lot of girls on the cast might be likely options, and I'd be willing to fight any one of them. So
excellent. That sounds good. I noticed on the show, they didn't really talk about it, but I noticed that you're born in Niagara Falls, Canada, and I'm actually up in Toronto. So, do you still have any Canadian roots? You still go back to Niagara Falls at all?
Yeah, my grandparents actually still live up there. They live in St. Catharines, so I go and I visit them a lot. But I have my dad's parents, and then my mom's mom lives up there in Niagara Falls.
Oh, cool. Okay, so what brought you to Florida? Because they never really talked about that on the show, and as a Canadian, I was kind of curious to hear about that.
I've lived in Florida most of my life now. When I was about 6, my mom moved down here just for a job opportunity. We moved to Miami first, actually, and then it got too busy for my parents down there, so we ended up moving up to Port St. Lucie, and then that's where I found my first school. I started under Dean Thomas in his school in Port St. Lucie, and then now I train with American Top Team Coconut Creek a lot.
That's very cool. So you only go back, I guess, just the odd time to see sort of family and things like that. Do you ever come up to Toronto at all?
I actually haven't in a really long time.
Oh wow. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's good. Last question before I let you go. Are you watching any TV right now? Any Netflix, anything like that? Since you've finished the fight.
I really haven't been doing much. I've just been doing a lot of training and sleeping since I've...
Okay, gotcha. Are you not much of a TV watcher in general, or are you just, I guess because you're so busy, like you said, you're just in the gym all the time?
Yeah, no, I don't really watch too much TV. That's really, I spend most of my free time in the gym, and then if I'm not there, I'm usually trying to get caught up on some sleep, especially coming from Las Vegas, then coming back to Florida. My time's been so thrown off.
Awesome. Well, we're certainly looking forward to your next fight. And Gillian, I can't thank you enough for joining me here on the program. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media. And if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
On Instagram, you can find me at savage_EJJ. And unfortunately, I don't have a Twitter yet. I need to get one. And just shout out to my coaches at Anthony Esposito at Esposito UJJ, and then Dean Thomas at American Top Team, and just all my team members and all my coaches. They're the best in the world.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.